Good morning and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge, 5:30 a.m. Central Time, fourth Sunday of Advent 2020. Okay, we've got two Canadian blended whiskeys that were both introduced in 1984. Canadian Club Classic 12-year-old. Thank you, John and Illy, for this. I still have a good amount left. He gave this bottle to me for a gift. Great gift. Drunken one. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you, Sparky. Let's see what they say on the website. If you're looking for a whiskey with depth, more complexity, and a bit more personality, look no further than Canadian Club Classic 12-year-old. This whiskey is the shining example of Canadian Club craftsmanship, aged 4 times the industry standard, or the minimum standard, the requirement, 3 years. This creates a flavorful, well-balanced whiskey perfect for sipping neat, like today, this morning, or on the rocks. 40 proof. All right, so there you go. There's also 100% rye, which I like to buy. I haven't had yet. There's the 9-year age, which I've never had, and the 1858. I'll finish that bottle off. So put the website link below. I can't read the website link for Seagram's because there is none. This beer existed before they had websites. This beer, beer, ha 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 ha. I mean, this whiskey. I did drink beer yesterday, including one aged in Cruzan rum barrels that was so powerful, strong. It was like, oh, that thing was like dynamite, but very dangerous. Morning, sir, says WMXF2000. Kyle, good morning. Good morning to everybody. So here's Seagram's Canadian Hunter, introduced in 1984. Sold, Hand of Seeds. Good morning. Good morning to you. Sold to the Sazerac Company along with Benchmark Bourbon and Eagle Rare Bourbon and Dr. McGillicuddy's Fireball, which was renamed just simply Fireball, and a whole bunch of other stuff. 11 years later, Seagram's went out of business. Gone. The name's still around, but that name was bought out. The rights for that name were bought out by different companies such as Pinaud, Ricard, Diageo, and now Sazerac, with Sazerac owning also Seagram's VO, the famous Seagram's VO, been on the market over 100 years. And Seagram's 83, which is an obscure Canadian whiskey that I've surely never seen. I'd buy it in a hot second if I did see it. But anyway, Canadian Hunter, replaced by Canadian Hunter. And this is Seagram's Canadian Hunter. You know, now it's just called Canadian Hunter. And it's got a bullet on the label. How many whiskey bottles have bullets on the label? I won't need tags. I don't even know why I got tags on these things, because this thing is so pale and this one is so dark. But I can't look. I'll have to do it with my eyes closed. Peace, peace, and clapping. Peace, 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 and clapping. That's what we do. Peace, peace, and clapping on a Sunday for me and you. Okay. Go over there, and there's only one more taste challenge in this Seagram's Canadian Hunter versus Everybody series. Hey, what happened to my little cover? The last one is beautiful rubberized thing, rubberized cork. The last one is the king of Canadian blended whiskeys. And I think we all know who that king is and who is wearing that crown. We all know who the king is and who is wearing the crown of Canadian blended whiskeys. Coming up Tuesday morning at approximately 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. The question is, will that king win? Or will that king lose to its younger brother? His estranged brother, who doesn't even use his name. But it's not really his brother, is it? It's an imitator. A person playing the role of his younger brother. And guess what? No one cares, including me. All right. What are the top selling Canadian whiskeys in the United States? Let's look that up. Well, let's not. Well, let's do it. Heck, we got a little bit of time. Let's see. Top selling Canadian whiskeys. I don't want some old article from 2016. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's the 10 best Canadian whiskeys. Well, I didn't ask for that. No wonder I couldn't find, well, forget the top selling, because I know Canadian Hunt is in there. No wonder I couldn't find Canadian Windsor Canadian on the Alberta Distillery's website yesterday. This article is from December 2nd. Oh. Beam-Suntory sells Windsor Canadian whiskey. Well, there you go. I knew something was wrong. United States drinks importer Prestige Beverage Group. Oh, yes, they make kinky flavored beers and a whole bunch of other liquors and beers, has acquired Canadian whiskey brand Windsor from Beam-Suntory for an undisclosed sum. Windsor Canadian is made at Alberta Distillers in Calgary. Windsor is described as one of the top-selling Canadian whiskeys in the United States. The blended whiskey is made from grains grown near Calgary and water from Western Canada. The range includes the original Windsor and black cherry flavored blended whiskey. I think I've seen that black cherry. Founded in 1974, Prestige Beverage Group is an importer and brand owner of more than 70 wine and spirits brands. Windsor will join Prestige Beverage Group's portfolio of spirits, including Snoop Dogg's Indigo Gin, Kinky Beverages, Ready to Drink Cocktail Brand, Joyous Spirit, and the Whistler Irish Whiskey. It'll continue to be produced at Alberta Distiller site. Beam-Suntory was awarded World Whiskey of the Year for its Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye Whiskey earlier this year. However, following backlash surrounding sexist and vulgar language used to describe whiskeys in the book, Beam-Suntory said it was reevaluating all planned programming that references this recognition. Whiskey Bible. Sexist and vulgar language. So they were so proud of the Whiskey Bible giving them Whiskey of the Year, but now they're going to reevaluate that because some woke people complained, oh, Beam-Suntory, y'all are such a bunch of, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it on the air, but you know what I'm thinking. Is it true that Napoleon took bottles of Courvoisier with him on his voyages? Well, they weren't voyages. They were land expeditions, you know. Land attacks all the way into Russia. Yes, cognac. Yes. Oh, that looks strong. With how much drinks you need to get those liquor bottles look deadly, sir. They're not deadly. Okay. All right. Okay. So I was shocked about that. The Whiskey Bible is vulgar and sexist. I never read it, so I don't know what it is. I just hear people bragging about how wonderful it is to get recognized in it. This is so dark, and this is so light. That's what happens when you don't color the whiskey. You age it for 3 years and use bourbon barrels, and it gets pale straw, or what you want to call, well, I guess that's it. Light gold. That's the color. Light gold. Like straw in a barn. Beerhound says, good morning, Ronnie. Good morning to you, Beerhounds. Bill. Beerhounds Beer Reviews. Now look how dark that is. It gets that dark after 12 years in a used bourbon barrel? Wrong. No, it doesn't. They add color into it. They add caramel color. No big deal. No big deal. They do it all the time with these whiskeys and these brandies and these rums and these beers. Yes, many beers have caramel color added, such as, I don't like the idea. I want to see the natural color. You understand? But I don't run the industry. I would rather just see the natural color. You see, of the beer. Foster's Premium Ale. It's got caramel color added. Makes it look chestnut color. If they didn't add that, it'd just be yellow fizzy stuff. It would look like Lord Chesterfield Ale or Genesee Cream Ale. Two ales that are light. Yellow fizzy stuff. But, you know, whatever. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to get these confused because Canadian Club Classic 12 has a candy taste, like creme brulee. Oh, you said, but that's not a candy. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, like a dessert thing. It does have a candy taste, though, like those caramel candies, those Werther's original type situations. And then somebody was criticizing me on one of my videos, telling my friend David how to pronounce creme brulee, because he's always saying creme brulee. I say creme, it's creme brulee, creme brulee. And I was joking. I said, I can't help it. I'm a teacher. And then he lashed into me. That's BS. You're a teacher. That's no excuse. How would you like somebody correcting you? The way you say 100 instead of 100. 100. D-R-I-T. 100. I said, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even care. And secondly, it was obviously a joke, but I didn't hear back. No response, of course. Okay. They come on like they're peaceful, but inside they're so uptight. They trip through the day, then stay alone at night. But what can you tell them? What can you say that won't make them defensive? You know what I'm saying? I interact with people over the years with beer, wine, and liquor. And some of them are so volatile and uptight. They'll be fanboy in 1 minute. I love your videos, man. They're so important to me. Like, important to you? Okay, well, it's a little weird, but okay, I appreciate that. You're the best, dude. And then 10 seconds later, I hate your guts. How dare you say that? And it was something that was obviously comic. You know, it's not meant to be serious. You know, it wasn't meant to be taken seriously. I never could understand that kind of thing because, you know, you say, yeah, but that's because you're not deranged. Oh, it's true. I'm taking my head, I'm screwing it on, and I'm keeping it level. And no one's going to tell me it ain't. That was a TV show. I'm taking my head, I'm screwing it on right, no one's going to tell me it ain't. Okay, this one smells a little more, what you call it? Dessert-like, candy-like, creme brulee-like. You say, no, don't correct yourself. All right. I got to correct myself before I check myself. Why do you all... Okay. It's so obvious on this, it's not even funny. But whoever said it was funny. Okay. But to be on the safe side, I better do a taste challenge. I think this is the Seagram's, but I got so burned and embarrassed 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I got to be careful with that, Axe Eugene. Okay. Like Paul Kantner said, roses are red, violets are blue. Some poems rhyme, others don't. Hey, that is so obviously the Seagram's Canadian Hunter. Why you say that? I'm talking to myself. Well, I say that because it has the generalized whiskey flavor, a light wood barrel taste, a little bit of honey, a taste of honey, and corn, like bourbon, like bourbon, but without the charred oak. Such a big difference, you see. Like bourbon, but yet so unlike bourbon. Bourbon, it's like bourbon in the corn sense of the word. It is corn grits. Unlike bourbon in the charred oak sense of it, you see. Now, we're going with the other one. Mm-mm. From the island of domination. It's a little roastier, maybe a fuller taste, but actually, I'm not saying it's that much more profoundly savory and all of that. You say, well, they aged it 4 times as long, 12 versus 3. Yeah. Oh, and the Seagram's is, I forgot to put that in my notes, bottled in, was bottled in Maine by White Rock Distilleries. I might go put that note in there. I don't guess anybody cares, but I like to be complete. I like to be thorough. Most important question now is which one tastes better. But John Neely's watching this saying, you better not say it's the Seagram's because I bought you the bottle. I bought you the bottle of the Canadian Club. And you going to get on the internet and talk about the Seagram's is better? I haven't made that decision yet. All right. Man, that's got to be the Seagram's. I can't look, but I'm getting excited. I want to do this determination right now. I'm like Stevie Nicks in 1985. I can't wait. I can't wait. For another snort. Okay, I'm not really loving the Canadian Club 12 years. It's like the more I drink it, the less I like it, but that's wrong to say, unless it's correct. I don't know what it is about it. It's sort of like this, you know what it's like? You say, no, tell us. It's like you're caught in a vicious circle, surrounded by your so-called friends. No, I intentionally sang out of tune, you know, but it's like they put the flavoring in this Canadian club, okay? Whatever flavoring it is, and they blended it. They blended it so marvelously. All right. But over time, as it sets in the cabinet, I get the impression, and this is, you say you're crazy. No one would believe such a fantasy. A double, even John Lennon and Yoko Ono wouldn't believe in such a double fantasy. Okay, Aldo Nova wouldn't believe. All right, look. I get the feeling that the flavoring dropped to the bottom of the whiskey and that it's concentrated below. Like Bob Seger, the flavoring down below. And that's what I'm tasting. And it's like at first it's so wonderful because it's light at the top. And then you get to the more concentrated flavoring and it's not so good. Very strange when you're a stranger. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is the Seagrams, and I'm sorry, everybody. I apologize. Actually, I don't apologize. I'm just being dramatic. I think the Seagrams is a little better. It doesn't have that strange muddiness at the bottom. You hate to say muddiness, but what do I always tell people? Like my friend David gets mad and exasperated in duo reviews. He said, "Don't you always say to call it as you see it?" I say, yeah, I just don't like what you're calling. You know, I do want him to be honest and stick with it, but I don't like what he's calling. And then sometimes after the video's over, he'll tell me, I really wanted to make it a lower score, but I felt bad about it because of where I bought it or you bringing it. I say, what? I just look at him like, what? I said, no, 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 no. I said, we must call it as we see it, regardless of the fallout. We cannot be worried about that. And he agrees. And it's a game. No, but he agrees. And but I guess you get on the internet on the cameras, and you know it's going to get posted more than likely. So you get intimidated, or you be reticent to say certain things. And I've been that way in the past. I have to admit. Then you start backtracking on your thoughts, and you start modifying your score, and that's bad. That is so bad. Like Tony Montana said, this is so bad. Okay. This is Seagram's. Oh, how I feel, Slate. People are watching saying, you dummy, you got the wrong one. Well. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, that's good because now the more expensive one did taste better, so I feel better. Oh, and get this. When I was at a international market yesterday, I can't help myself. I had to go back. And I had to buy something too. I couldn't resist. I might show y'all what I bought. But if anybody wants to see it. But they had the Canadian Hunter on the shelf for $7.99. They dropped it $1. I said, look at y'all. They dropped it $1. Now you can get this. Now you can get this over there. This 1989 bottle or older at international market for $7.99. $7.99. Woo. Okay. Let's look at the comments. Delicious hand claps. WMX says beer hounds looks yummy, but too strong for a beer hound. Laughing out loud. Yeah, I get that. BC says cheers, Ron, and good morning. Cheers to you. Well, is it strong? Does it make you gesture? It's not really that strong. These are 80 proof. I mean, they're strong. They're 40% alcohol. They're not a game, but they're not that strong. Cheers, everybody, says BC. Beer hound said, where is David? Oh, he's probably hanging out at his house, drinking coffee or whatever, going to mass. He should be chilling with you getting hammered, laughing out loud. No, he always goes to church early on Sundays. I do too, usually, and I will. Hand of Seeds. How many years have you been hitting that whiskey? Oh, hours. No, I just started sipping it. I was drinking coffee and eating eggs and corned beef hash with Hondureña cheese on it. True story. And onions, of course. You know me. I love your videos. How dare you say that? I hate you. Right. It's the kind of people I have to deal with. I like your videos because they are very analytical and critical. And yeah, like your channel is the history of liquor. All your videos are rational and very chill. I mean, I kid around, you know. 10 dimes, 4 quarters, not a dollar. Right. See you, Ron. I'm toast. Good night. He's toast. What you been doing, Beer Hound? You been drinking all night? Okay. So this was a shocking development, but I'm glad it happened because I was saying that this one was more balanced. It had a nicer flavor. I'm sorry I have to say it wins, but actually it was the 12-year age, and it was the Seagrams that had the nasty end, you know, kind of the muddy end. Oh, good. So just goes to show you, if you pay $25 and you get a 12-year Canadian whiskey, is it more than likely going to beat the $7.99 now? Now it's probably $7.99 3-year age Canadian whiskey. Well, apparently so. And I'm only upset that I got it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought one was the other and the other was one. So that's a little disturbing. So that one has the better thing. So, but the point is that that's the risk you take when you do a blind taste test. If you're not willing to take the risk, don't do the blind taste test. I don't see too many people doing blind taste tests. There's a few. There's like a blind whiskey reviews where he says he doesn't know what he's tasting, and he reveals it later. It's very interesting. There's another one where the woman, his wife, gives him the stuff, then he try to guess what it is, and then she'll reveal it, and he'll sometimes say, wow, I can't believe that, you know? And it's interesting to see, like, they'd be so off track sometimes. Sometimes they get it right. Like they, I mean, they usually don't, but sometimes they'll guess right. But especially with beer, I don't see too many blind beer tastes. I don't do them too much, but I just don't see it. I see people looking at this can and they're looking at that can or bottles and they're saying, oh, this was this and this is that. And then they tasted them and tell you what they like. Well, that's fine. And I'm not saying they're inaccurate and I'm not saying they're invalid. I'm just saying they would have more validity and reliability if they were blind taste tests. Of course, reliability would have to be based on repetitive outcomes. You know, you'd have to keep doing the blind taste tests of the same 2 products and see if you get the same results. That would establish reliability. Now, this taste challenge, I think it was certainly valid because it was blind. I didn't know which was which. I used the same size glass, type of glass, poured the same amount, both at room temperature. And then I went into it, you know. Now, is it reliable? I would only know that by doing it 10 more times with the same 2 products and seeing if I get the same result. I don't have the desire and I don't have the time to establish reliability because I want to go on to other, you know, brands. But it was very interesting nonetheless. It was a failure in the sense that I couldn't tell. I got them confused. I thought one was the other and the other was the previous. But it did show that the Canadian Club is better in a blind taste test. No doubt about that. Canadian Club 12, Classic 12. The last one now coming up on Thursday. What am I saying? Tuesday is the Crown Royal. And I think Crown Royal is going to win. But now I'm not entirely confident in that hypothesis at this point based on my experience with the Seagram's Canadian Hunter. So I would say that I'm giving you a qualified prediction that I think probably the Crown Royal will win, but I'm not too confident. I'm a little confident. Definitely not overconfident by any stretch. So I did buy some whiskeys yesterday. I couldn't help myself because I got such a good deal, you know. I bought Banker's Club blended from bottle up in New Jersey. Been around a long time, apparently. Bought Sazerac VS French brandy. They had a cheap price on it, 29 something, and everybody else got it $34. So I said, I'll save the $5 now, because next time I go, they'll probably have raised the price, and I don't feel like paying more for it. I know I'm going to review it. That's already been determined. I'm going to review Sazerac VS French brandy. So I say I may as well buy it. And I bought some beers, like Marvel Roast from Founders, Marvel Roast, and a St. Arnold coffee roasted beer, which should be very interesting. And yeah, I guess that's it. I can't remember. I might have overlooked something. Anyway, thanks for watching, and y'all don't forget Stout Sunday at 10:30 Eastern time this morning. Stout Sunday on John Anille's channel. Just look it up, John Anille, Anile.